Ready? Because I see no screen whatsoever.
But we're live!
Okay. But I can't see you.
But ladies and gentlemen, you can see both of us. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching GEEKCASTER, everything sci-fi fantasy. I am Michael, and today we've got in the virtual studio
Dayveonne Bussey, yeah.
Dayveonne Bussey. How you doing, sir?
Confused.
So good. So you're watching GEEKCASTER, everything sci-fi fantasy and geek culture, and today we are going to talk about DC animation.
Okay.
And specifically, the DC animation series. Hold on a second here. In the little notey notes. Bum 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 bum. Did you get a chance to watch it?
I've been watching those.
You been watched those. Okay. So we have Batman and Superman Battle of the Super Sons. DC Showcase, which is Batman / Shazam, Return of Black Adam, Spectre, and Green Arrow.
Yep.
Now, Dayveonne, are you a bigger DC fan or Marvel fan?
I would say more DC due to Static Shock.
Okay.
And as some of like the Batman lore with the Robins, like I'm a huge Red Hood fan, which everybody know.
Right.
But when it comes to Marvel has good storytelling with their heroes. When it comes to DC, they got good storytelling with the villains.
You really think so?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Well, we're definitely talking about these animations, and this is DC animation. Reason why I always bring that up with DC and Marvel, DC's animation, their storytelling is so good. It is so good. I mean, it's near flawless.
Yeah, because whoever is a part of the animation, and when it comes to the storyboard and storytelling and the writing,
right,
they put a good story out there. Like even with the Suicide Squad, the animation ones was really well done. You had Into the Red Hood, or I forgot his full name, but that was good. I got basically some stuff that I had that are DC properties that are animation. Like the one that you have on the list, like you had Superman and Shazam Return to Black Adam, Spectre, Green Arrow. These were really mini series that they showcased. And they were really well put together. It told a lot about those characters to introduce them into people that wasn't familiar with those characters.
Right.
To me, Spectre was pretty much an awesome character when I saw the miniseries.
It makes you like, oh, I want more, which I think that's what they were trying to do. Really like use it almost like to really promote and bring people back to these characters that maybe they've forgotten because they haven't been the large comic book success like a Batman, and like a Superman.
Right.
But let's start with the Shazam character that we saw in that, and it pretty stayed true to like the live action Shazam. You have a boy, he gets these superpowers, right?
Well, it's not really superpowers. They are
magic,
so,
right?
Yeah.
Right. So I found that was fascinating because that stayed consistent, but the Black Adam was so different. The Black Adam stayed true to the evil character. Black Adam was always a bad guy, and then over the years, maybe the last decade or so, they started playing with making him not so bad. He's motivated, and then we have Black Adam that we saw in the movies that was like, would you say he's an anti-hero?
Yeah, because he's not fully a villain. He did it like he was one of those characters that believe in killing those who basically hurt his people or hurt the country.
Right.
Like he would do like necessary actions or to basically protect the people he loved in the country.
And it's interesting you say that because that was the vibe that I guess he got to a certain point. But he really didn't care about the people. In the most of that movie, he got sucked in by there was a child and his mother. She kind of sucked him into kind of being a hero, kind of pushed him to, I guess,
being heroic.
Yeah, right? Because he's not a hero. Well, he did things that were to the benefit of them and their objectives. That's the best way to put it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but it was nice to see Black Adam as a villain and just stay focused on the lore of the character. And it was interesting, the back and forth, because people always say, well, Black Adam versus Superman, and to see how his powers, that he really gets his quote-unquote superpowers, he really gets that from the environment. It's the sun. It's really scientific. It's not even like he's born with it. It's because he's in our atmosphere. So technically, Superman doesn't really have superpowers.
He just happens to land on a planet that basically provided him the strengths and abilities to
Correct. But now you have Black Adam, which everything comes from magic. So it was so interesting, the jokes that they had back and forth. Well, it was jokes to fans, but in this world, like, oh, well, you can't do this because I got magic. You can't beat magic. Da-da-da-da-da. Well, I could do this, though. And so their fight scene was great for that. I really appreciated that.
Right.
And they kept the innocence of Shazam, so that was great.
Right.
But let's move on to Spectre, because Spectre isn't a character that I'm familiar with.
Okay. So, I'll give you a little insight with Spectre. Spectre is one of those characters where he's more of a mystery than who people think he is.
Okay.
So you got introduced to a detective who basically investigates a particular scene or a crime. So he playing a part, but in the long run, you find out that he inherits the power of being the Spectre. So he's already dead. He just basically got the powers of being a Spectre.
Right. So with that, is it kind of... So he was dead all along?
Correct.
Yeah. So that was pretty... I know it's kind of like a spoiler alert, but it's still worth watching, okay? So stop crying. Someone out there saying spoiler alert. So, but I did find that fascinating. Also, I like the fact that it was like a 70s vibe. It's like a 70s film.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was cool. That was definitely different. You don't see that often. And it did it really well. The clothing, the style was shot as if it was, the animation was as if it was a 70s film. As if it was a live action 70s film, if that makes sense. Because it wasn't 70s animation, per se.
Right. It was more like in the whole 90s, like mid 90s, late 1990s, like towards where we all watched Batman the animated series, the way that art design was. So
Okay. So that was pretty cool. I can see them doing a live action HBO series because that's usually where the go to. It's like
Right.
let's do a series on HBO,
right.
and I can
And
see
I'm
them doing that with
and
Spectre.
I'm like all for it because it's a really good character and it need to be explored.
But I feel that they won't have him be dead though. I think it'll be kind of go from human to spirit, like human to ghost.
Right.
Yeah. So that would be interesting. All right, so let's move on to Arrow. Arrow was always played as being the cheap knockoff of Batman. And they make a joke of that in there too, which I really appreciated.
Right.
They're both playboys. They're both millionaires. One has a utility belt. The other one has a bow and arrow backpack with a bunch of different type of bow and arrows. They're both great in martial arts. They both wear a mask. They both have secret identities. Any other similarities between Batman and Green Arrow?
Well, the difference between Batman and Green Arrow is Bruce Wayne is Batman. He will
Now,
always,
I just asked you, are there any other similarities? And you just went to what was opposite.
because you know what, you already basically put it out there.
So what you're
it's
saying is there are no other similarities. That's what you're...
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
thank you.
Personality-wise, they're not the same.
Okay.
He likes
What are you
to
doing
laugh,
over there?
ladies and
What are you
gentlemen.
doing?
Huh?
What are you doing over there?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, we're live, folks. We're just kicking it. Oh, man. But, yeah. Yeah, so the Arrow series was interesting, but those flashbacks, they just really milk the flashback thing to the point it just got annoying and I unplugged.
Well, okay. I would say a lot about the Arrow.
Okay.
I think they was trying a lot. Like, first season was good.
Mm.
Second season was definitely good. Third season was... How many seasons it had with that show? Dag, I don't even remember.
Oh, no.
But it just got, I think... Because really, they made him too much like Batman in the series. And he wasn't Batman.
I could see that.
And I feel as though if you really went by the comic book lore, alright, Oliver was more a talkative, shut your mouth. He was like the Flash, but he could be serious, but it was more, he's more talkative. He more let his actions speak louder than words. You know, and on the show, they made him more dark, mysterious. Made him play the whole Bruce Wayne trying to find his identity as Green Arrow, which didn't make sense in the comic book. And I think we just accepted it because of the fact that it was a good show in a sense.
Also, it's interesting how he dated almost every woman on the show but his sister. Like, it was just like, they're just like running out of women for him to have a relationship with. So that got like, they turned it into a superhero romance show rather than a superhero show.
Right.
So that was like a little much. But anyway, back to the DC animation, it was nice to see all the stunts and the bombs and the things blowing up, and it was cool. And it was just enough. And then they had a surprise guest, the love of his life. I won't give that away. You should watch it. But that was good. There's a couple surprises in there.
No, like it's not a surprise. You know, saying a surprise guest is like, if you know the comic book, you already know it's the Black Canary. So it's
okay.
So it's no surprise. She makes an appearance, yeah, but but it's not a surprise about the relationship that they had. It's not like, oh, Batman and Catwoman.
Well, the thing that made it, and I won't say what happens, I won't give up, but I would say that it was unexpected, because it was like this character came in out of nowhere. I think they just didn't know how to end it. I think they didn't know what to do.
But they ended on the right note, because she always makes a surprise appearance because of the fact that they are in a relationship. So
that was pretty good. Green Eyes Bird. Okay, now the film that really was good, and you could tell they really took time. And I always like when they have Damian Wayne.
Yeah.
I just love that character, how he's just the man, and he's a brat, and he knows he could kill this and destroy that. Hey, since you love the Red Hood so much, do you think Damian could take down the Red Hood?
At his age, no.
Okay.
Probably when he gets older, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. No, but you should definitely check that out. So anyway, so it's Batman, and he has, his little tyke, and then Superman has his little son with Lois Lane, and these two sons, Damian and what is Superman's son's name? Do you remember?
Oh God, Kent, not Kent Clark. No, not. Well, I'm saying it backwards. Let me look that up for a minute. Hold on.
So it was interesting to see these two together and them develop a relationship, and very rocky in the beginning, but it was really, really cool to see. Now, when it came down to their fight scenes near the end of the movie, that was a little much. That was like, so, do you want to say what it was about?
Okay. So
how far are we going to go with this?
We're going to go a little bit, not too far.
Okay.
So it's just going to go straight to the middle. It's just the fact that alien invasion.
No. Don't give the premise. Don't let the people just skip to the fact that Batman was fighting Superman's son and Superman, and then vice versa. So that was interesting. Do you think that Damian could take down Superman, and do you think that a newly formed superhero could actually take down Batman? Like just imagine, boom, all of a sudden, overnight, I'm just dipping my toe into fighting, that he can hang with Batman. I don't know. I don't think that is a little too much.
These are supposed to be not the these supposed to be the counterparts. So you're supposed to have some similarity from father to son, or at least they learn from their father. So in a sense, it's kind of like passing the torch or entrusting what you taught to your child to do in situations.
But you're not answering the question I'm asking you. Answer the question I'm asking you. Do you think that they could do that based on power, strength, and stuff like that?
I would say yes.
And why would you say yes?
Because first and foremost,
Mm-hmm.
as Batman's son, Damian. So Damian has the same will mentality as Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
As far as Clark is concerned,
Mm-hmm.
and his
Mm-hmm.
son is more mankind. He's trying to find himself as a superhero because he's more youthful. He more want to enjoy being a young kid enjoying life. He's more silly.
Mm.
Different dynamics.
Okay.
So when you got it, but then he's starting to discover his powers. So somebody that's starting to discover their powers,
Mm-hmm.
that's a dangerous person.
Interesting.
Compared to somebody that learned from their father, still could be a dangerous person because you don't know what he took from his father's lessons.
Mm.
So someone that is not still green compared to someone that's still skillful and know what to do because his father trained him. I'm not saying Superman ain't trained him, but you can tell he's green.
Gotcha. Yeah, but it's a good watch. If you guys got to see that, it's worth it. And every time I sleep on a DC, I don't know why I always do it. I'm like, I see a little poster thing. I don't want to watch that. Time for that. But when I watch it consistently, I'm
John
pleasantly
Kent.
pleased. What's
John.
it? What?
John Kent.
John Kent. I'm pleased every time. Every time. I think the only DC animation I didn't get through the whole thing, and I was a little iffy on it, was the I think it was like a Batman, Sherlock Holmes Batman. Like it was like in time. Do you see that one?
You talking about Gaslight? Something Gaslight?
Yeah.
That's one of the Batman films I did not got a chance to see.
Okay. The concept is interesting.
Yeah.
What if Batman was alive in the, I guess that would be what, the 1800s?
Right.
You know, so if everything was back then. So, and Catwoman's in that universe at that time as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting. I mean, a great concept. There's also a great not too sure about that one. That's probably my least favorite. Did you see that when Batman was a samurai? And
Yes, I love that one.
faced the Joker? That was great.
That was awesome. The animation.
Insane. Yeah. And Joker, of course, great villain. That was it. There was a Wonder Man Aquaman thing. That one was close to the bottom of the DC ones. Do you remember that one? I think it's
Yeah.
yeah. That one was and of course everybody knows the Killing Joke. Amazing.
Might have to change my battery.
You on a laptop?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the record, ladies and gentlemen, Dayveonne finally got a...
Shut up!
Finally got a Mac.
Shut up.
He's part of the Apple family. Now, you guys can go back and listen to old episodes where he constantly played the Mac. I'm just saying that he's here now. And welcome. Welcome, Dayveonne.
Welcome to the dark side, yeah.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, see what I gotta go through.
Welcome.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta get my lightsaber.
Yeah, that's the next step. Replica or... Because there's those two different worlds now. We talking about replica or you talking just...
Well, let's say it's a dark saber.
Okay. Okay. So you're not going the replica route because that's different.
Right.
You know, those are two different things. I think
But still,
as a fan, you got to get there are two worlds. You got to conquer both of them.
see what I got to go through with this guy audience.
Yo, your Funko Pops seem to grow every show. Did you buy more?
Nah, I'm good. The one that you see right there, that's a family member's Funko. I gotta give them.
Okay, but you did get more though.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
Yeah, those have been the same ones.
He's lying, folks. Look at that.
I am not lying.
That is a smile of the fibs.
Well, for my defense, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday I could have got the Darth Vader sound and light,
Mm-hmm.
and it was itching.
I understand. I overstand.
And I had to bear and fight the urge of not getting that.
Very proud of you. Very proud of you. I know that was not easy.
It was not.
It was not easy.
And when I say audience, it was not easy. It was not easy.
That means it was difficult.
It was not. Because I had it in my hand and I was like... And anyway...
How much are... For those that do not know, how much are Funko Pops?
Normally times this costs like 12. Depending on the size, like this one right here was, I would say 20 something.
Okay.
Same thing as this one. So the bigger the Funko Pops, the more money they are. But the regular size ones like these are normally 12.
Gotcha.
But majority of them are gifts. So people have been giving me gifts as Funkos. And some of them I did buy.
I'm waiting for that wall to reach the ceiling.
And nah, something.
So what happens when you move? What are you going to do with all those?
I got a container to put them in. And are you talking about...
Are you going to make like a wall when you move? Like a Funko wall?
Mm-hmm. Or if you're talking about, suppose you be getting married or something, your wife say you can't take...
Or an apartment or anything. Just moving into a bigger space. Will you build a wall or like a shelf or...
Yeah.
I'm so curious what that setup's going to look like. I'm excited. I'm probably more excited than you are.
It's all about how you set your apartment, especially if you're a single guy.
Mm-hmm.
Most single guys know how to set it up into, like, if I have a living room, these are probably going to be in the living room.
Gotcha.
On a shelf or something, right next to the couch.
That's a lot of shelf, brother.
No, you can even create a shelf, like, you could build a wall shelf.
You know what? We're going to talk about some wall shelf design with Dayveonne. Next show. Give everybody your social media.
Oh, my God. This is Dayveonne on Facebook, Instagram, and Shamal Williams on Twitter and Twitch.
Excellente. Michael7 Michael, that's Michael, the number 7, and then spell Michael again. Michael7 Michael on IG. You can always go to GEEKCASTER on IG, GeekCaster.com. Thank you if you're watching us on cable. Thank you so much if you're watching on YouTube. And if you don't know where to find everything but get confused, just go to GeekCaster.com. Everything is there. You're watching everything sci-fi, fantasy, and geek culture.